Alright, so Ken Spriggs here. Just a bit of an update. As I told you in my other video for the Proteus that I was on vacation this past week. Here's my finished Proteus with the weathering. Have a lot of really good ideas on how to do the diorama. I want to show you a few things I picked up on my vacation. So I didn't get any work done, obviously. I was back visiting my family in Pennsylvania, but I did pick up a few things to finish working on my my diorama, and thought of several ideas. So I think I am going to go ahead and start working on that a bit, and continue working on my main Proteus build, but also get that started. I have some really good ideas on how to make that happen. So so let me show you what I got accomplished, not accomplished, what I bought on my vacation to help me do that. All right, thank you. All right, so here are some of the goodies I brought back from my vacation. Stopped off at a hobby store, Hobbytown, USA, back in Pittsburgh, and they had some cool things that I brought back to both work for my Proteus diorama and another kit that I picked up, and I'll show you here in a moment. But I want to make some standing figures for the outside of the diorama of Dr. Duval and of Cora. But I want them standing, and I want them to be firing the laser at the blood clot in the brain, because my diorama is for the brain. So in order to achieve that, what I wanted to do is get some other figures that are the same scale. So I picked up a couple. I have this one here from Tamiya. These are 1/35 scale military figures, which are easy to adapt because they have excuse me, they have removable arms and legs and torsos, and I can sand them down and make them fit. So a couple of poses I really like, and I'll show you on here. Would be that guy right there. He has sort of the stance that I'm looking for, possibly this guy too, and he's holding a rifle, but I can adjust it so it's pointing up is what I want to do. And so here's two of the figures that I was kind of looking at. They have kind of the right stance there, and I can sand all the other detail down to smooth it out. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to just cut off the torso of these, leave the torso intact. The head definitely I want to use. Most likely those feet, those boots, which is really cool as well. And so I have a lot of things I can adapt to it. I have this one as well, which is sort of like it. He can be firing the laser up to the right. And then they come with different arms. It's really hard to get a focus. There we go. There's some nice hands that will grip the laser and point them correctly. So, all right. So, let me show you a few shots from not only the video of Fantastic Voyage, but also the movie posters, because they really like to show that stance with them firing the laser. So, let me show you what I'm kind of going for here. All right, so that's a general stance. As you can see, those two are pretty close to what it's going to be. I have one of the laser rifles that I cut off, which will go into their arms to be firing it, so it'll be the right scale. And as you saw in the video, they're kind of pointing upwards. And at one point, he's almost crouching, where he has his legs bent. At one point, he's straight-legged, and he bends his legs. So we'll see. We'll get a nice, cool pose. This set also came with some gear, which I can repurpose, which is kind of cool, like that little this little tank right here, which is for the flamethrower. That'll be a nice little oxygen tank to put on their back, sideways, paint that yellow. I also have this big tank that can be adapted as well, or possibly this other gear that's on their back, that sort of thing. I'm thinking of taking one of the helmets and sanding off the edges and rounding it off to be a scuba cap for Cora, because she's the only one wearing a cap to protect her hair, obviously. So I will have to sand off most of that top hair bun just down to the face, and then put like a cap on top that I'll paint white. So so I think this will work really well. And I actually got two sets. I have another set of them, so let me show you those as well. All right, so the second kit I got is by Dragon, and it's also a 1/35 scale. And same thing, similar. I like this pose right here where he's pointing the gun upwards. And this pose here, possibly I can use the body or the legs to be for Cora, because she seems to be standing closer with her legs together, holding the she's holding the laser components that plug into it. So these are also very versatile. They come with the legs in two pieces, and the same thing, I sand off the tops of these and the various pockets and such things that I don't want on there. But this would also be adaptable. We have a lot of arms in the right poses and torsos. Same thing. So none of the heads will I be using, I'll use my own. They have this little backpack holder, which is kind of cool. A little piece of rope there, so that might be usable. Some other equipment like that I might be able to adapt to look like either the laser controls or possibly their scuba gear, that sort of thing. So I have a lot to work with, so that's kind of nice. I like having some variety. So I have both of those, and they're not that expensive. This one I think was about $15, and it was about $6 for the other one. So so they should work just fine. Picked up some more Tamiya paints. I got some flat black, some flat white, which I'll be using on their uniforms, as far as having those painted the proper colors once I get them together, and kind of get them in that pose that I want it to be. So definitely moving towards more of the diorama, getting that going. I have several really good ideas that I'm trying to work on. So but let me show you the last little goodie that I picked up on my vacation as well. All right, and here is my favorite goodie that I brought back from my vacation. It's basically a birthday present. My birthday was in July, and my parents gave me some money for my birthday, so I bought this for myself. And I like that they had it at the hobby store. I could just buy it outright. It was a little more than it would probably have been online. I think it runs for 45 bucks online, give or take. It was $50, but no shipping. I just got it with me and brought it home. So it's my first Bandai kit of Star Wars. I haven't really done any of the Star Wars, but I've seen a lot of videos about them and a lot of good info on those, and people talk about how quality they are, and they're definitely right. This is a great kit. The only Bandais I built were years ago when they did the lit and fully assembled and painted Star Trek Enterprises, which were really cool. I had those probably a good 10 years ago. But Bandai's excellent. Everything they do is excellent. They really put a lot of work into it. They have really top quality. So, and this is no exception. So I decided to start with this one because I've seen videos of it, and it's really nice. And it'll let me continue with the weathering that I've done, since pretty much the Millennium Falcon is nothing but weathering. It has one base coat, and then there's decals that give it the different shadings, and you can do some weathering and washes, and I want to light it up somewhat as well. So really happy to get this. It's pretty cool. Quite a nice kit for sure. The detail on it is phenomenal on it, and it has an interior for the cockpit, little figures. It has the ability to light the back of it. But the detail is just amazing. Just the slight little detail on every little part, every little piece is just astounding, including really tiny little pieces that go on as well. So very excited about this kit. Glad to get it. And at some point here, I want to start building it. All right. All right, so I'm going to finish up this video. Let me show you just a really crude drawing that I made of the diorama. I'm going to make it sort of not quite a square. It's going to have like the angled sides, but it has to be wide enough so that the Proteus is going to be on the right side of it, and it's going to be collapsed onto some of the crushed nerves that it wrecked into, and I'll make it curved so it can fit right into it. And then the left side of it, I'm going to have some more of the nerves, almost like the curtain-looking nerves, and I'm going to have some lights flashing through them. And I'm going to have the two little figures, and pardon the crude stick figures as well, firing the laser. So the back of it is going to have like the little part that's darkened and has the damage to the nerve that they're firing the laser at. So this is just kind of a rough idea. I'm going to have a thin plywood base to it, and the most of it I'm going to have styrofoam that I'm going to make different contours to look like the floor of the brain. And then I have a few ideas on how to make the spider webby looking curtain kind of nerves that are layered as well. All right, so I'll show you a picture of that, and that'll wrap up this video, and I will see you next week on more progress on my Proteus and my diorama. Thank you.